Staff Sergeant Lisa Cross pulled the dart from her neck and felt death creeping through her nervous system. 29 seconds until her heart stopped beating, but 12 enemy snipers were systematically killing her Marines, and she'd be damned if she died before finishing her job. Meet Staff Sergeant Lisa Venom Cross, 29 years old, with platinum blonde hair, always pulled back in a tactical bun, and ice blue eyes that could track movement at impossible distances. For 7 years, she had served as the Marines' most effective counter-sniper specialist, but today would be different. Today she had 30 seconds to accomplish what most snipers couldn't achieve in 30 minutes. Lisa's background had prepared her for moments when everything went wrong and conventional solutions failed. Raised in the mountains of Montana by a father who was both a wilderness survival expert and former Delta Force operator, she had learned that death was just another tactical problem that could be solved with the right mindset and superior preparation. Baby girl, her father, Master Sergeant Jake Reaper Cross, would tell her during their weekend training sessions in sub-zero conditions, the difference between living and dying isn't how much time you have, it's what you do with the time you've got. When death comes for you, make sure you're too busy saving lives to notice. Jake Cross had survived 3 tours with Delta Force, accumulating 47 confirmed kills and a reputation as one of the military's most lethal precision shooters. But more than just a killer, he was a student of combat psychology and the mental discipline required to function effectively when everything around you was falling apart. Lisa's childhood had been spent learning skills that most people never encountered. By age 14, she could make precision shots while her body temperature was dropping into hypothermic ranges. At 16, she was consistently hitting targets at 800 meters while suffering from altitude sickness that would incapacitate most adults. At 18, she could function effectively for hours while experiencing pain levels that would paralyze normal people. Her father had also taught her the most important lesson of all, that dying was optional, as long as you had work to finish. Your body will try to quit before your job is done. He would explain during their discussions about combat psychology. Your mind has to be stronger than your biology. When death comes knocking, you tell it to wait in line behind the mission. Lisa had enlisted immediately after graduating from Montana State University with a degree in biochemistry and ballistics. Her combination of technical knowledge about human physiology and practical shooting experience made her uniquely qualified for counter-sniper operations that required both scientific understanding and lethal precision. Military training had been almost routine for Lisa. Her father's instruction had been so comprehensive that she already understood concepts that took other students months to master. Her marksmanship scores weren't just perfect, they demonstrated the kind of consistency under extreme stress that separated true professionals from talented amateurs. Her call sign Venom had been earned during her second deployment when she eliminated an entire enemy sniper team that had been using neurotoxin-tipped bullets to kill coalition forces. Lisa's methodical elimination of 7 enemy marksmen had been so efficient that other Marines began calling her Venom, not because she was poisonous, but because she was the antidote to poison. The mission that would define her legacy began as routine force protection in Afghanistan. Intelligence reports indicated that enemy forces had deployed a specialized sniper team equipped with advanced weapons and exotic ammunition designed to maximize psychological impact on American forces. These weren't conventional marksmen, they were terror weapons disguised as precision shooters. This enemy sniper team is using chemical-tipped ammunition. Colonel Martinez had briefed Lisa's unit during mission planning. Intel suggests they're employing various toxins to ensure that even non-fatal wounds result in casualty evacuation and demoralization of friendly forces. The intelligence package was disturbing. Enemy snipers were using bullets coated with paralytic agents, cardiac stimulants, and neurotoxins that turned minor wounds into medical emergencies. Their goal wasn't just to kill American soldiers, it was to create terror that would force units to abandon tactical positions rather than risk chemical warfare casualties. Cross, you'll be primary counter-sniper on this mission, Colonel Martinez continued. These targets are priority alpha. They're not just killing our people, they're making death slow and agonizing to break unit morale. Lisa studied the intelligence reports with professional detachment, noting the enemy's tactical patterns and preferred engagement ranges. But what concerned her most was their willingness to use chemical weapons against individual soldiers, a violation of international law that suggested they were desperate enough to escalate beyond conventional warfare. The insertion had gone according to plan. Lisa's squad established overwatch positions covering the valley where enemy snipers had been conducting their chemical warfare campaign. Through her scope, Lisa could observe the terrain where American forces had been systematically terrorized by an enemy willing to use any weapon that caused maximum suffering. "Venom, we're receiving reports of contact from Alpha Squad," came the radio transmission from her spotter, Corporal Davidson. "Multiple casualties from sniper fire. Victims are exhibiting signs of chemical poisoning." Lisa tracked the direction of enemy fire through her scope, noting muzzle signatures and calculating positions based on bullet trajectories. She could see at least 12 different sniper positions, a coordinated network of marksmen who were systematically hunting American forces with weapons that violated every convention of warfare. "I count 12 enemy positions," Lisa reported quietly. "They're using overlapping fields of fire to prevent our forces from advancing or retreating. Classic terror tactic." But as Lisa prepared to engage the enemy snipers, she felt a sharp sting in her neck. Looking down, she saw a small dart protruding from her skin, sleek, professional, and obviously designed for chemical delivery rather than kinetic damage. "Contact rear," Corporal Davidson shouted as enemy infiltrators emerged from concealed positions behind Lisa's team. The sniper network had been a trap, designed to draw American counter-snipers into killing zones where they could be eliminated with chemical weapons. Lisa pulled the dart from her neck, immediately recognizing the symptoms that began flooding her nervous system. Muscle weakness, vision distortion, irregular heartbeat, classic signs of neurotoxin exposure that she had studied extensively during her biochemistry training. "Venom, you've been hit with something," Davidson called out, engaging enemy infiltrators with his carbine. "What's your status?" Lisa felt her body systems beginning to shut down in the systematic way that indicated military-grade neurotoxin exposure. Her hands were trembling, her vision was blurring at the edges, and her heart was developing the irregular rhythm that preceded cardiac arrest. "Chemical dart," she reported calmly, checking her pulse and noting the rapid deterioration in her motor functions. "Neurotoxin, probably synthetic. Estimate 30 seconds until cardiac arrest." Through her scope, Lisa could see the 12 enemy snipers who were continuing to fire on American positions with their chemical-tipped ammunition. They had successfully eliminated the counter-sniper threat and were now free to systematically poison every American soldier in the valley. "Venom, we need immediate medical evacuation," Davidson transmitted desperately. "Lisa, you need to get out of here now." But Lisa was already settling into her shooting position, her rifle trained on the first enemy sniper position. Her body was dying, but her mission wasn't finished. 12 enemy snipers were using chemical weapons against American forces, and she was the only person positioned to stop them. "Negative on evacuation," Lisa replied with the calm professionalism that had defined her entire career. "I have 12 targets and approximately 28 seconds to eliminate them. Maintain security and spot for me." Davidson stared at her in disbelief. "Lisa, you're dying. The neurotoxin is shutting down your nervous system. You can't function with chemical poisoning." Lisa's first shot eliminated the enemy sniper at 700 meters, the bullet striking him center mass with precision that seemed impossible for someone suffering from neurotoxin exposure. Her hands were shaking, but her mind remained focused on the mathematical calculations required for long-range precision shooting. "One down, 11 to go," she reported, immediately acquiring her second target. Time check, 24 seconds remaining. Her father's training echoed in her memory as she felt her vision continuing to deteriorate. "Baby girl, your body will try to quit before your job is done. Your mind has to be stronger than your biology." The second shot came 3 seconds later, eliminating another enemy sniper who had been targeting American medics with chemical ammunition. Lisa's breathing was becoming irregular, but her trigger control remained steady through years of conditioning that had prepared her for exactly this situation. 2 down, 20 seconds remaining. Through her scope, Lisa could see the remaining enemy snipers beginning to realize that their counter-sniper elimination plan had failed. They were repositioning, trying to locate the American marksman who was systematically destroying their chemical warfare operation. The third and fourth shots came in rapid succession, eliminating 2 enemy snipers who were attempting to coordinate defensive fire against Lisa's position. Her heart was developing dangerous arrhythmias, but her muscle memory continued to function with the automatic precision that 7 years of training had ingrained. 4 down, 15 seconds remaining. Davidson was providing security while conducting running commentary on Lisa's condition. Her pulse is extremely irregular. Pupils are dilated. She shouldn't be able to function, but she's shooting like a machine. The fifth and sixth shots eliminated 2 more enemy snipers who were attempting to escape their positions. Lisa's vision was tunneling as the neurotoxin affected her optical nerves, but her scope provided the magnification that compensated for her deteriorating eyesight. 6 down. 10 seconds remaining. Lisa's breathing was becoming shallow and rapid as the chemical agent began shutting down her respiratory system. But her target acquisition remained methodical, each shot calculated with the cold precision that had earned her reputation as the Marine's most effective counter-sniper specialist. The 7th and 8th shots came within 2 seconds of each other, eliminating enemy snipers who had been providing covering fire for their teammates' attempted withdrawal. Lisa's hands were developing tremors, but her scope provided the stability that kept her shots accurate. 8 down, 6 seconds remaining. Davidson was amazed by what he was witnessing. Lisa's body was systematically shutting down from chemical poisoning, but she continued to engage targets with accuracy that defied medical possibility. Her training had overcome biological limitations through pure force of will. The 9th and 10th shots eliminated 2 enemy snipers who were attempting to target American forces advancing to Lisa's position. Her heart rate was becoming dangerously irregular, but her finger continued to find the trigger with the gentle pressure that separated professional killers from amateur shooters. 10 down, 3 seconds remaining. Lisa could feel her cardiac system beginning to fail as the neurotoxin reached critical concentration in her bloodstream. But through her scope, she could see the final 2 enemy snipers who were still firing chemical ammunition at American forces. The 11th shot eliminated the enemy marksman who had been coordinating the chemical warfare attack. Lisa's vision was fading, but her scope's reticle remained clear enough for her to acquire the final target. 11 down. 1 second remaining. Lisa's final shot was fired as her heart entered cardiac arrest. The bullet traveled 600 meters and eliminated the last enemy sniper, just as Lisa's nervous system succumbed completely to the neurotoxin that had been designed to kill her in 30 seconds. 12 down. All targets eliminated. Davidson reached Lisa's position as her body went into full cardiac arrest. Her pulse had stopped. Her breathing had ceased, and her pupils were fixed and dilated, classic signs of neurotoxin-induced death. But in the 30 seconds between chemical exposure and cardiac arrest, Lisa had eliminated 12 enemy snipers who had been conducting chemical warfare against American forces. Her final act had ended a terror campaign that had been demoralizing coalition troops throughout the region. "Venom is down," Davidson reported with tears streaming down his face. "All enemy sniper positions eliminated. Chemical warfare threat neutralized." The medical team that reached Lisa's position found her clutching her rifle with the death grip of a professional who had died doing her job. The neurotoxin had killed her exactly 30 seconds after exposure, but she had used those 30 seconds to accomplish what most snipers couldn't achieve in 30 minutes. Colonel Martinez arrived at the scene as medics confirmed Lisa's death. Looking at the tactical display that showed 12 eliminated enemy positions, he understood that he was witnessing the aftermath of the most extraordinary shooting exhibition in military history. Cross eliminated 12 enemy snipers in 30 seconds while dying from neurotoxin poisoning, Davidson reported. "Sir," she continued fighting until her heart literally stopped beating. The after-action reports from Lisa's final mission became classified case studies, examined by military medical personnel and special operations commanders worldwide. Her ability to function effectively while suffering from fatal chemical poisoning challenged conventional understanding of human performance under extreme physiological stress. 6 months later, Staff Sergeant Lisa Cross was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for her actions during the chemical warfare incident, but more importantly, her example became the standard for what Marines could accomplish when they refused to let death interfere with completing the mission. Colonel Martinez spoke at Lisa's memorial service, addressing her family and fellow Marines with words that captured what made her extraordinary. Cross didn't just die for her country. She showed us that death is temporary, but duty is eternal. She proved that 30 seconds can be a lifetime when you spend it saving others. Today, the counter-sniper training program at Quantico includes a course called the Cross Protocol, teaching techniques for maintaining combat effectiveness while suffering from chemical or biological weapons exposure. Lisa's final 30 seconds redefined what was possible when training, determination, and absolute commitment to the mission combined in the face of certain death. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to accomplish something critical while everything in your body was telling you to quit? Lisa's story reminds us that the most heroic acts often happen when heroes have every excuse to stop fighting but choose to keep going anyway. The 12 enemy snipers never knew that their chemical warfare specialist had miscalculated the timing. They expected 30 seconds of paralysis and terror before death. Instead, they got 30 seconds of precision shooting that ended their entire operation. If you believe that true warriors fight hardest when death is closest, share this story. Because somewhere, someone is facing their final moments, not knowing they still have time to save lives that matter more than their own. Lisa Cross had 30 seconds to live and 12 enemies to kill. She finished the job with time to spare, proving that heroes don't need time, they just need targets and the will to hit them. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can subscribe to see more incredible stories like this.